Pretty much grew up in a all-around good family, farming family. My dad was a farmer, also a optometrist, his own business, and my mother was a nurse. Just pretty much had everything I needed and just about everything I wanted growing up. Even as a child, I thought I had life figured out. When I was 9, my mom had passed away. I started rebelling in school, taking my own will, doing what Copeland wanted to do, and it got me kicked out of every public and private school in my hometown, to the point where my daddy felt the need to send me to boarding schools, military schools. So from the time I was 12 until I was 16, I never saw home. Just went to a military school in Greensboro, just pretty much doing what Copeland wanted to do, doing what he knew how to do, and that was just act a fool. I moved back home when I was 16 to my junior year in high school, where a week prior to moving back home, my brother passed away during heart surgery, and that started my recreational drug use around 16. I started smoking pot and drinking, just hanging out with the wrong crowd. It's very difficult to smoke pot and come home and get away with it when your dad's an eye doctor. It just does not work. Clear eyes didn't even help. And you know, my dad's father was an alcoholic, so he would always see the signs of, you know, me coming home drunk and all this and that. In my junior year in high school, I got real good into sports. I did just enough to get by with my grades, just enough to where I could play on Friday and Tuesday nights. My senior year, I started getting letters of interest from colleges, a couple D2 schools. I ended up taking a scholarship to Wake Forest University to play football. My freshman year there, I got hurt in the second game and caused me to have palpitations of my heart. I had to see a cardiologist at Duke Hospital. The decision was made that I needed to have a pacemaker put in. And just because I was in my Johnny Manziel days, you know, partying and stuff like that in college, I didn't take it very serious. Once I found out I couldn't play football no more, I quit focusing on school. I had no interest. So I went back to my cardiologist and I said, well, what do you think about me joining the Marines and going overseas? So I ended up enlisting. I went to Afghanistan my first tour. Pretty much didn't do nothing over there, just guarded opium fields. And coincidence that there's a heroin epidemic in the United States right now. Went back for my second tour in Iraq. I did a lot of sadistic, ruthless, savage things over there. I watched a lot of people get killed, a lot of gory violence. A buddy of mine, he lost his arm. We got hit by a roadside bomb and his arm was completely severed and blood was squirting out of the artery from his shoulder. I put a tourniquet on his arm and grabbed his arm, and firemen carried him 3 miles back up to our base, and they eventually got to save his arm. So they awarded me a Medal of Courage for that. I don't really want to talk about like death or anything over there, because there's a lot of death going on over there. I mainly went over there because of all the anger and resentments that I had. I felt abandoned by my father. I felt abandoned from my mother and my brother. I got hit 3 different ways. When I got back, that's when I escalated my drug use. I felt like I had no purpose in life, really. So the only way I knew how to cope with it and deal with it was to drink and drug. Every goal and dream I pursued, I felt like either medical-wise prevented me from accomplishing that, or something from my past. When Oxycontin hit the street, that was the love of my life. And after pretty much losing everything I had, from car, a house, I had my own place, paying my own bills, a job, my drug use drained my account and left me with nowhere to go but to the hospital from overdoses. 5 overdoses in 4 months, twice in 1 week. I was at a dead end. What really hit home for me was when my brother told me, while I was laying in the hospital bed with a catheter coming out of my cock, breathing tubes in my throat, that he came in there and he told me, that I've lost one brother. I don't want to lose the only brother I got left, and that really hit home to me. They recommended that, you know, hey, won't you go get treatment, go get help, like get back on your feet. So I ended up going to detox back up home in North Carolina before coming down here to South Florida, and it's been a show. It's been a ride. I still have a lot of issues and insecurities about myself. I put a lot of mask on to cover it up. But like I said, in the long run, like I have short-term goals and long-term goals set, and as long as I take it one day at a time, there's nothing that can get in the way of me accomplishing these goals and dreams that I have. And I got the potential, and I know for 110% I have the potential to be whatever I want to be in life.